Good evening, everyone. Success isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. Excellence is not something we stumble upon. It's something we cultivate, refine, and commit to every single day. It's in the small things, the disciplines, the habits that shape our destiny. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary isn't talent or luck. It's the willingness to show up every day and do the work even when no one is watching. Excellence is not about perfection, it's about growth, about becoming just a little better today than you were yesterday. Success is found in your daily routine. Excellence is not about grand, once-in-a-lifetime achievements. It's about consistently showing up, giving your best, and stacking small wins every day. Never settle for good enough. Challenge yourself to raise the bar even when no one is asking you to. Be the person who does more than expected. Every day is a classroom, and every experience is a lesson. Read a book, listen to an inspiring voice, learn something new, because growth doesn't happen by accident. What you allow into your mind shapes your life. Protect your thoughts. Surround yourself with ideas, people, and influences that elevate you. The secret to excellence is not found in public applause, but in private discipline. The way you handle small, unseen tasks determines how you handle big, visible opportunities. Don't wait for the perfect time. Make now the perfect time. Every day is an opportunity to step closer to your goals. No more excuses, no more delays. Whatever you do, do it well. Be the person who is so good at their work that people can't ignore you. Excellence isn't an act, it's a habit. The world rewards those who hustle with purpose. Be the person who shows up early, stays late, and puts in the extra effort when others give up. Before you lead others, learn to lead yourself. Stay accountable. Keep your promises to yourself. The moment you do, your confidence and results will skyrocket. Never believe you've arrived. Keep striving, keep learning, keep improving. The moment you think you've mastered it all is the moment you start falling behind. Success is not a one-time event. It's not a lucky break, a stroke of genius, or a moment of brilliance. It's the result of small, consistent disciplines practiced daily. The secret to excellence lies in the little things, the habits, the routines, the decisions we make when no one is watching. Most people underestimate the power of small, seemingly insignificant actions. They think that skipping a workout today won't make a difference, that reading 10 pages of a book won't change much, that making one more sales call won't really matter. But success is never about one big leap. It's about stacking up small wins, one on top of another, until they create unstoppable momentum. Just as neglect compounds over time, so does discipline. A single poor choice may not ruin a person's life, but a series of poor choices will. Likewise, a single disciplined action may not lead to overnight success, but a series of disciplined actions will lead to remarkable results. The best part, discipline, once practiced consistently, becomes automatic. What was once an effort becomes a habit, and what was once a habit becomes a way of life. The difference between people who achieve great things and those who don't isn't intelligence, talent, or luck. It's the willingness to do the small things, even when they seem unimportant. Excellence is built in the quiet moments. In the early mornings when you decide to start your day with purpose. In the evenings when you choose to work on your dreams instead of wasting time. In the way you handle everyday tasks with care and attention. It's easy to be disciplined when motivation is high, when excitement is fresh, when results are immediate. But true excellence is forged in the moments when no one is watching, when the rewards are not yet visible, when it would be easier to quit. That's when discipline matters most. The key is to focus on the process, not just the outcome. If you commit to being just a little better every day, that effort compounds. A small improvement today leads to a bigger improvement tomorrow, and before you know it, you've transformed your life. The habits you build today will either lift you up or weigh you down in the future. Choose wisely. If you want to change your life, don't look for massive breakthroughs. Start with the small disciplines. Do the little things with excellence, and the big things will take care of themselves. Most people do just enough to get by. They meet the minimum requirements, put in the average effort, and wonder why extraordinary results never come their way. But success doesn't belong to those who settle. It belongs to those who set the standard higher, not because someone told them to, but because they refuse to accept mediocrity. The greatest rewards don't go to those who do what's expected. They go to those who do more than what's expected. The ones who take pride in their work, who push themselves beyond the norm, who demand more from themselves even when no one else does. They don't wait for a promotion to work harder. They work harder to earn the promotion. They don't wait for an opportunity to prove themselves. They prepare so relentlessly that opportunity can't ignore them. When you set the standard higher for yourself, something powerful happens. You become the kind of person who attracts success, not the kind who chases it. You build a reputation for excellence, for reliability, for doing things with such precision and dedication that people take notice. And here's the best part. When you consistently operate at a higher level, you stop competing with others. You create your own league. This applies to every area of life. In your career, go beyond what's in the job description. Deliver results that surprise people. In your relationships, don't just be present, be engaged, be thoughtful, be someone who adds value. In your personal growth, don't just learn what's necessary, become obsessed with mastering your craft. It's not about perfection, it's about effort. It's about having the mindset that says, I refuse to be average. I refuse to settle. I will do what it takes, not just what is convenient. And the incredible thing is, once you raise your standards, you can never go back. Once you experience the rewards of operating at a higher level, average will never satisfy you again. If you want to change your results, change your standards, demand more from yourself, and the world will rise to meet your expectations. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be lies in what you know and what you do with that knowledge. Growth is not automatic. Just getting older doesn't mean getting wiser. Improvement only happens when you make learning a daily, intentional habit. The key word here is intentional. Learning doesn't happen by accident. You don't wake up one day and suddenly have the skills, wisdom, or mindset needed for success. You have to seek it, absorb it, and most importantly, apply it. Some people go through life repeating the same mistakes, facing the same problems, struggling with the same challenges year after year. Why? Because they never take the time to learn from their experiences. They never pause to ask, what can I do differently? What skill do I need to develop? What knowledge am I missing? Success doesn't come from working harder alone. It comes from working smarter, and you can only work smarter when you make learning a priority. The great thing about learning is that it's available to everyone. Books are waiting to be read. Mentors are willing to share their wisdom. Experiences are offering valuable lessons every day. But most people ignore them. They spend hours scrolling through distractions, watching meaningless entertainment, filling their minds with things that add no real value, and then they wonder why life isn't improving. The truth is, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant weeds, you'll get weeds. If you plant knowledge, discipline, and wisdom, you'll harvest success. The most successful people never stop learning. They read, they ask questions, they seek advice from those who have already walked the path. They don't assume they have all the answers. They remain students for life. And here's the secret. When you commit to intentional learning, opportunities start to appear. The right ideas come at the right time. The right connections happen. The right solutions present themselves. So ask yourself, what skill could change your life if you mastered it? What knowledge could take you to the next level? Who could you learn from today? Make learning a habit and life will reward you in ways you never imagined. Your mind is the most valuable asset you own. It's the command center of your life, the place where every thought, every decision, and every action begins. And just like a treasure, it must be protected, guarded, and nourished, because what you allow into your mind will shape your future, whether you realize it or not. Most people are careless with their minds. They let in negativity, distractions, and influences that weaken their potential. They surround themselves with people who complain, who doubt, who live with excuses. They consume news that fills them with fear, entertainment that wastes their time, and conversations that add no value. And then they wonder why their motivation fades, why their dreams feel out of reach, why they struggle to move forward. The truth is, your mind is like a garden. If you plant good seeds, knowledge, discipline, positive thoughts, you'll get a strong, healthy harvest. But if you let weeds take over, doubt, fear, laziness, soon there's nothing left but frustration and regret. And here's the thing about weeds. You don't have to plant them. They grow on their own. All you have to do is nothing, and soon they take over everything. That's why you must be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Guard your mind the way you would guard your home. Would you let just anyone walk in uninvited, make a mess, and steal your valuables? Of course not. So why let negativity, fear, and toxic influences enter your thoughts without resistance? You have to be the gatekeeper. Choose your influences carefully. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you, who push you to be better. Fill your mind with books, ideas, and wisdom that expand your vision and strengthen your confidence. And most importantly, take control of the way you speak to yourself. The most powerful words you'll ever hear are the ones you say in your own mind. Speak life, not limitation. Speak possibilities, not problems. Speak belief, not excuses. Because the mind, once stretched by new thoughts, never returns to its old shape. And when you learn to guard it like a treasure, life will reward you with riches far beyond material wealth. It will give you clarity, purpose, and uncertainty. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's easy to be motivated when the lights are on, when the audience is watching, when there's applause and recognition. But true success is built in the moments when no one is around, when there's no reward yet, no immediate payoff, just you and the quiet decision to keep going. Most people do just enough to get by. They work hard when someone is watching. They give their best when there's pressure. They stay committed when it's convenient. But the real test of character is what you do when no one is checking, when no one is holding you accountable, when the only person you have to answer to is yourself. The champions, the high achievers, the ones who rise above the rest, they have one thing in common. They don't wait for someone to tell them what to do. They don't need supervision to work hard. They don't need deadlines to stay focused. They operate at a high standard because that's just who they are. They train when no one is watching. They practice when no one expects it. They prepare in silence so that when the moment of opportunity comes, they don't have to rise to the occasion. They are already there. Discipline is the ability to keep promises to yourself. Most people are good at keeping promises to others, but they break the ones they make to themselves. They say they'll wake up early, then hit the snooze button. They say they'll start that project, then get distracted. They say they'll take care of their health, then make excuses. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your confidence. But every time you follow through, no matter how small, you build an unshakable foundation of self-trust. And here's the beauty of discipline. It creates freedom. It may feel restrictive at first, but in reality, it gives you control over your life. The more disciplined you are, the more options you have. The more disciplined you are, the more doors open. The more disciplined you are, the less you are at the mercy of circumstances. So, ask yourself, who are you when no one is watching? Are you the kind of person who only works hard when there's pressure? Or are you the kind who holds themselves to a higher standard no matter what? Because that choice, the one you make in the quiet moments, will determine the results you get in life. Most people live as if they have all the time in the world. They put things off, dreams, goals, opportunities, thinking they'll get to them someday. But someday is a myth. It doesn't exist on the calendar. There is only today, and what you do with today will determine the life you build tomorrow. Time is the most valuable resource you have. You can always earn more money, but you can never earn more time. Every day that passes is one less day you have to become the person you were meant to be. The question is, are you using your time wisely, or are you letting it slip through your fingers? Some people wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, the right motivation, the right feeling. But if you wait for everything to be just right, you'll wait forever. The truth is, life will never hand you the perfect conditions. There will always be distractions, challenges, and excuses. The key is to act despite them, to start where you are with what you have and make progress anyway. Excellence is not found in big dramatic gestures. It's built in the small, consistent actions you take daily. It's in the way you show up for your work, the way you treat people, the way you commit to your own growth. It's in deciding that today will not be wasted, that you will not allow procrastination, doubt, or fear to rob you of another opportunity. Imagine if you treated each day as if it were the most important day of your life, because in reality it is. Today is the only day you can control. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow isn't promised. But today is in your hands. You can use it to get closer to your goals, to strengthen your mind, to sharpen your skills, to improve your character, or you can let it pass by, filled with distractions and wasted potential. The choice is yours. Success doesn't happen in the future, it happens now. The decisions you make today will determine whether you look back years from now with pride or with regret. So don't wait. Don't wish. Don't delay. Make today count. Because when you string together enough great days, you create a great life. Excellence is not an accident. It is not the result of luck, talent alone, or a moment of inspiration. It is the reward for those who dedicate themselves to mastering their craft, who refuse to settle for average, who push beyond the basics, who take pride in their work and commit to being the best at what they do. Most people do just enough to get by. They learn just enough to stay employed, practice just enough to remain competent, and put in just enough effort to avoid failure. But those who rise to the top, the leaders, the experts, the ones who set the standard, they study, they refine, they practice when no one else is watching. They are students of their own profession, always seeking to improve, always looking for an edge. Mastery is not about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about understanding that your craft, whatever it may be, is a reflection of who you are. The way you approach your work reveals your discipline, your values, and your commitment to excellence. When you truly own your craft, when you take it seriously, people notice, opportunities open, respect follows, success becomes inevitable. The difference between a professional and an amateur is simple. The amateur practices until they get it right. The professional practices until they can't get it wrong. The amateur looks for shortcuts while the professional embraces the process. The amateur relies on motivation, but the professional relies on discipline. Whatever your craft is, whether it's business, art, leadership, or a technical skill, treat it like a masterpiece in progress. Study it, experiment with it, push its limits. Never assume you know enough, because the moment you stop growing, you start declining. Ask yourself, are you giving your craft the attention it deserves? Are you putting in the time, the energy, the study, the effort required to be the best at what you do? Because if you are willing to do what most people won't, you'll achieve what most people never will. Mastery isn't reserved for the lucky. It's reserved for the committed. Success isn't about luck. It's not about talent alone. It's about having an unshakable work ethic, a relentless commitment to showing up, doing the work, and pushing forward no matter what. It's about deciding that you will not be outworked, that you will put in the effort long after others have given up, and that you will keep going even when no one is watching. Most people want success, but few are willing to pay the price. They admire greatness, but they don't want the long nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices that come with it. They work hard when it's easy, when they feel motivated, when they're being watched. But the ones who achieve extraordinary results, they work hard no matter what. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They create their own opportunities through effort and persistence. An unshakable work ethic means doing more than what's expected. It means going the extra mile, not because someone told you to, but because you hold yourself to a higher standard. It means refusing to cut corners, refusing to make excuses, and refusing to settle for average. The world doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards consistent effort over time. The small things you do every day, your habits, your discipline, your willingness to push yourself, those are what separate the best from the rest. And here's the secret. When you commit to hard work, you gain confidence. You no longer wonder if you deserve success. You know you've earned it. You don't fear competition because you've already put in the extra hours. You don't doubt yourself because you've proven to yourself time and time again that you will do what it takes. So, ask yourself, are you working at a level that guarantees success, or are you just hoping for it? Because the truth is, you don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. If you develop an unshakable work ethic, if you commit to doing the hard things, the uncomfortable things, the things others avoid, then success isn't a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Before you can lead others, you must first lead yourself. Leadership isn't about titles, positions, or authority. It's about setting a standard in your own life that others can't help but respect. It's about becoming the kind of person people want to follow, not because they have to, but because they're inspired by the way you live, work, and carry yourself. Most people want success, influence, and impact, but they skip the most important step, self-leadership. They want to tell others what to do, but they struggle to manage their own time, emotions, and habits. They want to inspire, but their own discipline is inconsistent. The truth is, you can't lead others to a place you haven't been yourself. If you want people to follow you, start by becoming the example. Leading yourself first means taking full responsibility for your actions, your growth, and your results. It means holding yourself to a higher standard, not because someone else is watching, but because you demand excellence from yourself. It means following through on your commitments, setting clear goals, and staying disciplined even when it's inconvenient. The greatest leaders don't wait for someone to push them. They push themselves. They don't wait for motivation. They create it through action. They don't make excuses. They take ownership of every challenge, every mistake, every lesson. They understand that self-mastery comes before leadership, and they invest in their own personal development every single day. And here's the real magic. When you lead yourself first, people naturally follow. They see your work ethic, your discipline, your commitment to excellence, and they're drawn to it. They trust you, not because of what you say, but because of what you do. So ask yourself, are you the kind of person you would want to follow? If the answer isn't a resounding yes, it's time to raise your standards. Because the world doesn't need more people who talk about leadership. It needs people who live it. And it all starts with leading yourself first. Success is a double-edged sword. It can elevate you, open doors, and bring opportunities, but if you're not careful, it can also make you complacent. That's why the key to lasting success is a balance. Stay humble, stay hungry. Never let success make you arrogant, and never let comfort make you lazy. Humility is understanding that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. No matter how far you've come, there's always another level to reach. The moment you think you've made it is the moment you stop growing. The greatest achievers, the true masters of their craft, never stop improving. They don't let their past victories define them because they know that yesterday's success doesn't guarantee tomorrow's results. And then there's hunger. The relentless drive to keep pushing forward, to keep setting new goals, to keep striving for excellence. Hunger is what separates those who maintain success from those who fade away. It's what keeps you up late, wakes you up early, and fuels you even when things get tough. When others slow down, you keep moving. When others become satisfied, you stay sharp. The challenge is this: how do you stay hungry while staying humble? The answer is simple. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Success isn't a place you arrive at. It's a process you commit to. Stay a student, always learning, always growing. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not just those who praise you. Remember that no matter how successful you become, you're still a work in progress. And never forget, humility keeps you grounded. Hunger keeps you growing. When you balance the two, you don't just achieve success, you sustain it. You don't just reach great heights, you stay there. So keep learning, keep striving, and never let comfort rob you of your potential. Stay humble, stay hungry, and life will continue to reward you.